Welcome, Shiva. Good.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to one more session of Medley Toastmasters Club's weekly Toastmasters meeting. I am Guru Prasad, your Sergeant at Arms, with a hearty welcome to you into this meeting. Well, the mission of Toastmasters is to help its members mutually support each other in growing in the areas of public speaking and leadership. I let you enjoy and experience how the mission of Toastmasters is being executed in the meeting, while I have a few ground rules and requests to all the members and Toastmasters to follow during this meeting. Being a virtual meeting, we request all of you to stay on mute in your microphones throughout the meeting unless you are speaking or performing a role. And we request you to keep your mobile phones on mute when you are invited to speak something on the screen. Well, kindly be present in a professional attire and a professional posture during the meeting when you are exposing yourself before the camera. Also, we request all of you to switch on your camera and be available visually so that all the role players, performers, and speakers get a real-time experience of listening or watching your experience. So, please stay in this meeting throughout the session. Kindly do not drop out of the meeting unannounced. Team has taken a lot of pains to conduct, organize, and execute this meeting. Leaving away halfway through unannounced will be an insult to them and not considered as professional in Toastmasters parlance. Please stay, enjoy this meeting, participate, and come back for the next meeting. With these words, I'll be now inviting and introducing the presiding officer of today's meeting, none other than Toastmaster Rangarajan, fondly called as Ranga. So, being the beginning of the festival season in India, I was just discussing with him about his festival experiences when he used to travel around and abroad. He said wherever he is, they used to remain with Indian culture, celebrate all the festivals with full pomp, meet friends, go to temples wherever possible, and just exchange pleasantries. He still continues this after coming back home to India as well. With these words about his alliance with the Indian culture and socialization, I am very glad to invite our presiding officer to the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Ranga.
Thank you for your warm introduction, DTM Guru Prasad. With the sound of this gavel, I declare meeting number 641 open. Good afternoon and welcome to our C3 Area Director DTM Sampath Saurirajan, who will observe the proceedings of the meeting. I also welcome DTM Guru Prasad and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now, I would like to invite our guests to say a few words of introduction and how they came to know about Toastmasters in general and Medley in particular. Let me call Mr. Venkat Palli. He is new to our club. I've seen him for the first time. Mr. Venkat Palli. Mr. Venkat? Okay. I'll get back to you at the end of this meeting. Guest Shiva is a returning member. He has come here after a long time. Shiva, how are you? Welcome to Medley Club.
Okay, thank you, Ranga. It's been a pleasure again. So I had to stay away for some time due to my personal commitments.
Okay.
So I'm happy to be back, and
Good.
I wish to continue my journey.
Wonderful, wonderful. We look forward to it. Kindly get in touch with Sharanya. She will help you out with the needs.
Yeah, I'm already
Okay.
doing that.
And of course, guest Dharan, he's been coming very frequently. I had a brief conversation with him earlier, but for the benefit of all the members, I would like to ask guest Dharan to say a few words.
Toastmasters, good afternoon, Toastmasters. This is Dan here. So Yeah, I'm planning to join Medley Toastmasters from today onwards, and I'm really excited about the journey to join and to grow together. Over to you.
Welcome, Dharan.
Mr. President, guest Venkat Palli seems to be unmuted and available now. You can.
Yeah, guest Venkat Palli. Guest Venkat. Okay, we'll get back to him. We have a business session towards the end of this meeting. So in order to conserve time, I will request all role players together to create an efficient meeting so that we have time to discuss and finalize the previous term's accounts. Before handing over the reins to TMOD Shankar, a few words about him. TM Shankar is a cost accountant. After working for a decade in HSBC, he has recently moved to a US multinational company in a managerial position. He also runs an NGO serving the education needs of underprivileged children. Here's our Toastmaster of the day, Shankar Govindraj. Over to you.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Am I audible? Thank you so much. Fellow Toastmaster and honorable guests, good afternoon. In the modern world, we want everything to be done instantly without spending much of our time, be it for small purchase, say ordering the food from Swiggy, or in a large purchase, or maybe buying the home through online. But in traditional method, some years ago, I still remember to deposit or withdraw the money, I go to the bank, fill up the challan with a long queue to complete my transaction. And sometimes the power may go off in the bank, but and may not be working with the system, which will further time to deposit or withdraw the money. But in today's world, competitive world, depositing, transferring, or withdrawing the money through our mobile phone in no matters of time. But one question will definitely pop up in our mind. That is, if the world is giving such a luxurious option to us, will it be safe to use those options? The answer remains yes, because we need to adopt ourselves in a challenging environment. However, it is always great to have eye on the scam hacking happen around us in the digital environment. Most of you know that, and presiding officer also told about that. I was a banker and I served in the banking industry at most a decade. Today, I would like to share with you some of the frauds are happening in the digital transaction, especially with the UPI transaction. Some of the frauds you might have known already, but some it will be new for you. It is always good to revisit those frauds on a regular basis to secure our hard-earned money. The worst part is that many people think that the stealing money would happen only to the uneducated people. Believe me, the number of ratios are exponentially higher for educated people nowadays because the hacker think something differently to steal your money. There are many frauds, okay, and you might also notice that. But I would like to share with you top 3 which I personally come across the cheater from the hacker or scammer. And it is very importantly, these incidents are true and I personally come across. The first, the fraud is asking your OTP in a different way. This happened to in one of my friend. His name is Chandran and is residing in Ramapuram. He has a flat in Porur and his tenant vacated in the month of March 21. After some repairs and maintenance, he posted the advertisement in the internet via a couple of the famous rental sites. Few days later, my friend received a call from Maharashtra. The person who was talking to my friend was a major in army and is from Mumbai. I was telling my friend that I'm a major in Indian Army. Recently, the government of India transferred me to Chennai and I need to join in the RB next week. So I'm seeing the house in and around Porur. I saw your flat in the internet. I really loved it. In fact, my family is more than love it. I want to take your flat and negotiated the rental advance and the rental amount as well. The major was a little rushing, my friend, since he's working in army. My friend believed that and asked him to transfer the rental advance amount. The army person told that since I'm working in army, I need to transfer the advance amount from army bank account, which is opened by the government of India. He told my friend that since army bank account is so secured and restricted, I will send you the link to your mobile number, and asked my friend to transfer just 1 rupee as a test transfer, and also ask for OTP number. At the time, my friend had some suspicious with the person and immediately called the banker. Banker told that it is clearly spam, no? And it just started happening nowadays. Don't do any transfer, test transfer, or share any OTP to him. Unfortunately, my friend didn't initiate any transfer at that time. And an hour later, the army person called my friend multiple times and insisted to do 1 rupee transfer and for OTP. But my friend simply declined that. And the army person was so polished and was shouting like anything, and told that no, I will take action against you, and disconnected the call. So there are many important lessons from the incident. Many of us habituated start using the payment receipts through either UPI or the platform like Paytm, Google Pay, or Phone Pay, or whatever the app available. One thing which we need to be very careful is that, of course, we must not share the OTP to anyone. But the other important thing which I would like to share here, do not map your primary account to your UPI account. Rather, map your secondary bank account and keep the balance as much as low. Very importantly, I think this is being done by many people, especially to the educated people. Don't map credit card to your UPI account. We don't know how we will be victimized in the scam. If my friend shared the OTP number to the unknown person, the amount in his account will be swiped out. I would like to talk about the other couple of more the real incident which happens after introducing the business sessions. So everyone know that a typical Toastmaster meeting will have 3 sections: a prepared speech section, a table topic, and the evaluation. The evaluation is one of the important segment in Toastmaster meeting, as it provides a constructive feedback to the speaker. Today, the evaluation team is headed by Toastmaster Raghunath Nair, who works with Nizam as heading export and South Asia business. More than that, he was the immediate past president in Medley. About team, which is every technology which newly introduced, it has the pros and cons. But he looks forward to a time where he can ensure that he's not followed any person on everything he does. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Raghunath Nair to introduce his team. Over to you, G.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shankar. Very warm good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's such a wonderful day, primarily because it's not just the start of the weekend. We already got a start from yesterday being a holiday due to Ganesh Chaturthi. So all geared up to evaluate as a general evaluator, where I will be looking into everything that happens from the beginning till the end, like for good examples of preparation, organizations, delivery, the enthusiasm, the observation, and the performance of duties. And evaluate each participants on the meeting program. As our TMOD said, evaluation is one of the prime or rather the spinal cord of Toastmasters, because you get a very positive feedback and the points of improvement. And to support me, I have 2 teams. One is primarily called as the tag team, which stands for timer, the accounter, and the grammarian. And I have a set of evaluators who will be evaluating the prepared speeches. So now I'll introduce my team of tag players. Timer is going to be Toastmaster Sharanya, who loves traveling across the world at various destinations, and been treasurer and currently the VP membership of Medley Toastmasters. Sharanya, please provide your role, explain the role as the timer. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of their time they have left using the green, yellow, and red card, which denotes specific time remaining. For speeches, should be of 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. And at 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. So hope it's available in the background. I'll be giving a 30 seconds of grace time to finish up your speech. And for table topic speakers, the time limit is from 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. There'll be a 30 seconds of grace time to finish up your speech. So for individual evaluations, it will be from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise a green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. You'll have a 30 seconds more to complete your evaluations. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sharanya, for explaining the role of timer. Now, our counter, the other role player under the general evaluation team is Toastmaster Aishwarya, another person who loves traveling and look forward to a long weekend to travel and find out new things. And I really wish her that you need to be careful at this particular time, but once things get better, I think you should explore. And it's a good thing which you learn a lot while observing people. And let me ask you to explain what your role as our counter is to all the members. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you so much for a very clear and precise explanation of what our counter is. Now, another key role play in the Toastmaster meeting is the grammarian's role, where it introduces a new word to increase our vocabulary. And also, you will look into how that usage and things like and the special words that every speaker uses. Generally, it is a time where you will be able, as a tag player, you will be able to observe the whole meeting, and that helps you to improve your listening skills. Now, to introduce and explain you what a grammarian role is, let me welcome Toastmaster Periyasa. Over to you, Toastmaster Periyasa.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and guest. As a grammarian, my role today is to pay close attention to speeches by prepared speakers, evaluators, and TT speakers. I will listen carefully and note outstanding vocabulary, quotes or thoughts, and also improper usage of words, phrases, or any grammatical mistakes. It is also my responsibility to introduce word of the day. Today, let me open my screen. Hope the screen is visible. Today, word of the day is indispensable. Indispensable is an adjective. The meaning is very important, so that it is not possible to be without it. The similar words are essential, absolutely necessary. The examples of this word of the day is computer is indispensable to modern life. She is quite indispensable to the company. Hence, I request and encourage all the participants, speakers, and guests to use this word of the day, indispensable, and also theme of the day in their speech, who will be rewarded accordingly during my grammarian report at the end of meeting when GE calls upon me. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Peresami. Your role as a grammarian is an indispensable part of the meeting in Toastmasters every meeting. And I am sure that you will be doing a wonderful job, and we will have a beautiful grammarian report at the end of the day. Now, that completes the first session of introducing the tag player. And my role starts, I already has started in the observation part along with my team. And now I will hand over it back to Toastmaster Shankar as the TMOD to take you through the rest of the session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shankar.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for introducing your indispensable team. Now we come to the main part of the Toastmasters meeting, namely the prepared speech session. Today, we have 3 outstanding speakers are aligned. The first speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Priyadarshini. I request Toastmaster Priyadarshini to read about the project and speech objective of the first speaker.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice using the story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to you, Ranga.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. The first speaker of today, who is the current president of our club, he was fascinated watching Indian, either it is the Olympian, Paralympics, and cricketers creating a waves in the international arena. Excited that sports other than crickets are gaining popularities nowadays. About the theme, first it was a cash in the wallet, then it was credit card, now it is a phone. That is the thief in my packet. In short, thiefer is grower, smarter each decade. Please join me to welcome Toastmaster Ranga to deliver his speech. Toastmaster Ranga, guilty, not guilty, guilty, not guilty. Toastmaster Ranga, over to you.
An 18-year-old man is on trial for allegedly stabbing his father to death. The judge looks towards the jury and tells them, the case is now in your hands. I want a guilty or not guilty verdict. If he is guilty, the defendant will be sent to the electric chair. Good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The case appears to be an open and shut one. The defendant has a weak alibi. He claimed he was watching a movie for which he can neither remember the name nor can he produce the ticket. The knife he claimed to have lost is found at the scene of the crime. Added to this, there are a couple of witnesses who claim that they saw the murder and the man fleeing from the scene of the crime. Now, the scene shifts to a single room where all the 12 jurors take their seats and begin their deliberations. The jurors seem to be in a state of urgency, in a hurry, because they have heard the prosecution judge and they want to just make a statement and produce the guilty verdict based on the arguments. Going through each room, each juror raises their hand and says, guilty, 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 and so on, till they reach juror number 8, who says, not guilty. And the reason? He says, I have a reasonable doubt about the witnesses' accounts of the crime, and maintains that the evidence presented in the case is purely circumstantial and that the boy deserves a fair trial. The defendant's life is at stake here, and we can't just dismiss him and arriving at a decision to send him to the electric chair. Most of the jurors are crestfallen. They say, oh God, we have to stay here and we have to go through this now because it is a hung verdict. Slowly, one by one, the personal prejudices of each juror comes out. One juror says, oh, I have tickets to the baseball game tonight. I need to go there in a hurry. What? You have a ticket to the baseball game and a person's life is at stake here? Another juror says that the boy belongs to the below poverty line background and they don't have anything else to do excepting just commit crimes, often ending in murder. So they're convinced, they seem to be convinced. One of the jurors, they just go with the flow. Oh, just because he has said guilty, I would also like to say guilty. And condemn the boy and condemn the man to die. But bit by bit, as they discuss about the case, some of the jurors start feeling that there are some missing pieces in the testimony which just doesn't add up. For instance, when the juror now says how a switchblade operates, so when you switch a blade, the knife opens up and you just stab. Whereas the murdered person had a stab wound from top. So how did this happen? So they started thinking on these lines. The testimony of the two witnesses come to the fore and are analyzed and discussed threadbare. While the man downstairs says he heard, I will kill you, and hears the body fall down. Opens the door, he sees someone running, and he is convinced that it is the boy. And the other witness, the lady, is on the opposite side of the building. Just between this building and the next building, there is a railway track which goes by. She says that when she got up, an empty rake of the train was going by, and she was clearly able to see that the boy stabbing the man and run away. The jury reenact the scene one by one. They think about the man who is living downstairs and he has a walking disability. For him to get up and traverse the room and open the lock and then see the boy running, it will take at least a minimum of 40 to 45 seconds. Whereas he says the whole thing has happened in 15 seconds. The killing, the thump, thump, thump on the staircase and the boy running. So how is it possible? So, and regarding the lady, there's one more juror who sees that the lady was constantly pinching her nose. And then he realized that he has the same problem too. He's wearing glasses. And so when he's pinching his nose because of the bridge on the nose, he's got the glasses, where the glasses sit. And he immediately comes to the conclusion that the lady who came to give the witness account was not wearing glasses. So he immediately changes his verdict to not guilty. So things happen in such a way. In the final run, there are just two jurors who have personal grievances and somehow try to superimpose their feelings on this case. By now, all of you would have decided about the boy, whether he was guilty or not guilty. This is a story from a movie called 12 Angry Men. It was made in the late 1950s. It's a black and white movie, and it runs for only 89 minutes. Back to the main essence of this story is that the human life is very important. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for your wonderful story. Now we'll go go on to the second speaker, and the second speaker speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Subhashni. I request Toastmaster Subhashni to read about the project and speech objective of the speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. And today our speaker's speech purpose statement is: the purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashni. Please join me to welcome Toastmaster Lakshmi to deliver her speech. Toastmaster Lakshmi, my career, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Over to you.
Thank you, TM Audi Shankar. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and honored guests. I took the leadership style scoring guide for this speech project, and my results show that the top 3 traits that describe my leadership style are coaching, altruistic, democratic. These are my top 3. Let me share my few scenarios which I faced in my life on these 3 styles. The first one is coaching style. Who want to be a leader? Everyone's problem will be our problem. Everyone's issues will be your issues. So, why would I want to be a leader? That's what I thought when my boss on my old job asked me to be a point person, and I wanted to be me to step up. I will never forget what she said. When I told her I don't want it and I am not ready, she said, no one is ready, so be the leader that you can be. I will be here to guide you. Besides, whether you like it or not, you will go up in the corporate ladder eventually. I have learned all the processes in a short span of time. 4 members have been tagged under me. The lady, only one lady was a part of the team, experienced lady. Rest 3 are new members to the process as well as to the team. Unfortunately, the lady, she went on maternity leave as soon as I moved to the team. My new team members are relying on me for coaching. My fear got increased further. My responsibility increased. I was in a situation to learn the process, to train the new team members, need to monitor their work, must provide the update and manage the team. Had a lot of challenges to train the team. And eventually, our team expanded. We won the Team of the Year award, and I was promoted as Associate Manager. As you would have noticed from this example, the coaching style means the leader should concentrate on preparing team members for the future by building skills. Should excel with individuals or groups that have not realized their full potential. Should motivate by challenging the individuals. The style works in the family, at work, at Toastmasters, practically anywhere. The second one, the example is altruistic style is being selfless. It can be work, definitely in the family. Altruistic is a selfless, right? This type of style should concentrate on preparing not only in the office, the team members, but even our own children. My younger son is so adamant to play video games. Nowadays, everything is become online. We will not be able to watch all the time our children, but still we need to keenly watch what they are doing and how we can help to in their studies and to prepare for the exam. While teaching our children at various stages, we feel connected. While working with these innocent souls and pure-hearted kids, teaching them various skills, engaging them, though various activities has become one of our passion. This feeling of serving our children without seeking anything in return is the best feeling what we have. The third style I learned, I had democratic style. Democratic style relies on consensus, the decision making. Should be comfortable allowing others to occasionally take the lead. Should motivate by providing opportunity for participation. Employees do not want to boss around, nor do our children. Nobody likes to, including Toastmaster. If we get teams to work freely, we will enjoy it and results will come. During this pandemic period, every one of our family members not visited anywhere out of our home. So every one of our family member want to relax sometime by visiting some place. We got a chance to go for a trip last month. We discussed together and decided go out, and we planned to the trip, and we all enjoyed by following the safety precautions. So in that way, we have given opportunity to decide and come up for their plans. So let us all embark our leadership journeys by understanding ourselves and others so that we can create a special place not only in the hearts of individuals but also in their souls. As Simon Singh says, we follow the leaders not because we have to, but because we want to. By now, it is clear that effective leadership is not about this style or that style, but rather the ability to adjust and be flexible enough to move within spectrum the situation calls for it. The team, the task, all these decide what works best. The knowledge and wisdom are indispensable that you gain is what stretches you to become a better leader. Thank you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi, for your speech. The third and the final speaker of the day today, the speaker speech will be evaluated by DTM Thomas. I request DTM Thomas to read about the project and speech objective.
Thank you very much, TMOD. Good afternoon, dear friends. Today, Toastmaster Atishay Jain is attempting his Level 3 Project 1 from the Dynamic Leadership Path. It is titled Negotiating the Best Outcome. The purpose of this project is to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used when negotiating. Timer, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Atishay.
Thank you, DTM Thomas. Please join me to welcome Toastmaster Atishay to deliver his speech. Toastmaster Atishay, breeze. Breeze, Toastmaster Atishay, over to you.
Thank you. Just to confirm, Sharanya is the timer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. It was 2:30 a.m. in the night, and 4 of us sat inside a classroom, surrounded by bundles of t-shirts stacked on top of each other, potato chips lying in a pile, energy bars, cartons of fruity, everything sprawled all over the floor. We had been delaying having a conversation about this specific issue for weeks over weeks, but it couldn't be delayed anymore. A very good evening, Toastmaster of the day. This was one of the most eventful weeks in the history of student organized events at my university. 2 events of massive scale happened to coincide in the dates they were being organized. One was our annual college fest called Breeze, and the other one was our annual hackathon, Hack Data 3.0. Now, Breeze was a 3-day event, while Hack Data was planned for 2 days. However, this year, both of the event days for Hack Data overlapped with Breeze. This overlap had both advantages as well as disadvantages. The advantages being, one, both Hack Data and Breeze got greater participants because anyone who would participate in one event would obviously want to participate in the other as well. Advantage number 2, our transport and accommodation arrangements became easier to manage. Had both the events occurred on separate dates, both our teams would have had to battle with the college admin and make sure that we had separately arranged transport and accommodation for our participants, which is a problem that was cut in half thanks to the overlapping dates. However, this overlap also brought about a few challenges and questions. For example, who takes the largest auditorium for their event? Who manages and pays for the refreshments? Given that we brought in the largest sponsor for Breeze, how do we distribute the sponsorship funds? Knowing all of this, the four of us, myself and the logistics head for Hack Data, along with two seniors from the Breeze organization committee, were sat in that room 5 days before the D-Day, trying to reach an agreement. We already knew each other from having worked together for similar events in the past. In fact, this was the first time that I was on the other end of the negotiation table. So we had some rapport from the past. We began the conversation trying to use a collaborative approach and trying to figure out a way to make everything work without any of the parties having to compromise on their non-negotiables. However, after a bit of back and forth and scribbling on the whiteboard with different colored markers, it was clear that there's no way to make it work without us having to compromise on our needs. And this compromise needed to be made today and right then and there, because there was no time. This is when the direction of the conversation shifted from trying to be collaborative to trying to reach a compromise. We cleared half the whiteboard, divided into two sections, and both of the teams began writing down our priorities, our non-negotiables, the needs that we felt were indispensable for our event, one by one in the order of increasing priority. Then we began talking about those needs, discussing and trying to reach a viable solution and deciding who compromises on what so that both events are able to be conducted smoothly. Ultimately, we, the Hack Data team, ended up compromising on two fronts. Number one, the budget. We allowed Breeze to take up a major chunk of the sponsorship funding in exchange for an agreement that they would manage logistics for us. Number two, we compromised on the location, wherein we agreed to only do our closing ceremony in the main auditorium, while the opening ceremony takes place in a smaller hall. There were three things that we won out of that negotiation, or three things that ended up working in our favor. Number one, Breeze managed all snacks and logistics. Coffee, fruits, samosas, the potato chips, everything was taken care of by Breeze, which took a lot of work off our plate. Number two, Breeze arranged transport for us. And number three, Breeze also worked with the accommodation team, making sure that all the beds were laid out in place and that our participants had access to those beds when they were staying overnight. With these decisions in place at that night, both our teams began executing and Breeze cross Hack Data. The fest was a tremendous success and set a precedent for years to come. To this day, Hack Data and Breeze are organized together. Both the teams work in alignment, and our juniors are carrying forward the foundation that we laid 3 years ago during those 3 hours of negotiation. We were strategic. We each had our list of must-haves and non-negotiables. Yet, we were able to reach a compromise that allowed both events to succeed. This, I believe, is a great example of negotiation where not both parties get what they want, but they still get enough to be able to deliver successfully. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster, today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atish. A big round of applause to all the three speakers. The timer, please let me know who are the qualified speaker, and please flash the voting button.
So all speakers are qualified. Toastmaster Rangarajan, Toastmaster Lakshmi, Toastmaster Atish, all are qualified.
Sharanya, can you flash the voting also?
Yeah, it'll be me. So I'm launching the indispensable event of the meeting. That is a vote now.
Okay, I will give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3,
Yeah, we are done.
2.
We are done.
Thank you. Thank you, Guru. So moving on to our theme. Okay, the second, the fraud, it's happening through payment through the UPI transaction. The fraud has just started now and very popular. It came to our bank very recently. Many of us started using the payment through our the phone like Paytm, PhonePe, or other UPI, which was discussed already. So generally what we do that we go to the shop, purchase something and scan the QR code, which stick on the mostly in the outside of the shop and make the payment and show it to the shop owner, right? So one fine day, two people came to our bank with a lot of trouble. One is a merchant who is running the hardware shop, and the second person who brought hardware items from the merchant shop. The customer scanned the QR code and transferred the fund through the merchant account around 46,000 rupees, and that got debited to the customer account. However, the amount is not credited to the merchant. The merchant name is Karthik, and when the customer scans the QR code, it also shows the Karthik name, but different account number is mapped under Karthik name. When our IT team pulled out more details and spent most of the time, the scam reveals recently. If you see the QR code, most of the time it's stick on the outside of the shop, and that would be easy for the customer to scan and pay it, right? But what happened? There are group of people who go to the shops and scan the QR code, and they will get to know who are all the name of the owner and the address and other basic details. Then they have a network of the team and create or source bank account in the name of the owner. So in that case, it is with Karthik. Then they will create a QR code based on the Karthik name and paste it into the shop, the outside of the shop. Normally, that QR code only exists for in a day or two. Most of the time, the shop owner thinks that there are some technical issue and it will be rectified in a day or two. But this group of people steals the money very cleverly. From the incident, I thought of how do we mitigate this type of issues. So to be honest, no, I'm not against for the UPI payment. It is absolutely fine to deal with a small transaction by using with the UPI. But when it comes to the larger amount, always pay it through your either debit card, credit card, or cash so that our money is more secure. So now, coming to the business section, now we come into the one of the important and exciting segment of the meeting, that is for table topic session. I know many people want to attend the meeting because of this session. Today, the table topic master as Toastmaster Mogana Sundaram definitely quizzes with this interesting topic. Toastmaster Mogana Sundaram is working in a Anubhavam Technology Private Limited as a software engineer. About the theme, thief in your packet equals to wealth in your thief packet. Please applaud with me when I give the stage to Toastmaster, table topic master, Toastmaster Mogana Sundaram.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Mogana Sundaram, we are getting a background noise.
Sorry, sorry, I just in my background. So we have a function in our village, so something we can control and something we cannot. So
okay.
A very good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and a distinguished guest. I'm a table topic master. The purpose of the table topic master is to facilitate the table topics where the member and guest will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speeches. Speakings. I will introduce the topic and call on the speakers. You will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. The person who wants to qualify must speak minimum 1 minute and a maximum 2 minutes. I hope my Screen is shared.
Yeah.
Okay. My first topic is, what has the fear of failure stopped you from doing? What has the fear of failure stopped you from doing? Can I have a Toastmaster Sundaram?
Yes. Now, okay. Are the fear? Post it once again.
Hello, sorry.
Can you post it once again? I am not able to hear
Yes.
you. What has the fear of failure stopped you from doing? What has the... Okay. Dear Toastmaster, I did not have any fear of failure whenever I attempted something, because I moved from one place to other place. Fear of failure is actually something which happens when you don't have confidence in you. When you have confidence and when you have the knowledge, then there is not a fear of confidence, fear of failure at all. Actually, yeah, many people have told me, some of my subordinates have also told me that they have a fear of failure. And I always told them that you please educate yourself and be responsible and be apt to the latest knowledge base on which you can approach any problem. That has been the thing. Fear of failure comes, of course, when, yeah, there was one case when I did my PhD and it took long. I was only have a fear whether I can complete in time. That was not a fear of failure, but I was actually rushing through. Then naturally, there was a typing discrepancy in me. So naturally, I have to hire some, and that helped me. To be frank, I took one of my relatives from Chennai, Delhi, and then that gentleman helped me a lot. So you have to add to your resources. If there are actually fear of failure in case if you get, then add to your failure and try to accommodate yourself and try to actually help yourself in developing the knowledge base and developing the requirements, and then probably you can do it. Of course, the thing is, many may be having this fear of failure because actually there may be a lot of lacking in the knowledge base, especially in the IT industry. I see a lot of people now in the first stage, they have lack of knowledge approaching to a problem. Of course, I have traveled throughout the world. I never had a fear of failure of going to Vietnam or going to any other country. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sundaram.
Yeah,
and your thought is really worthwhile. Picture says 1,000 words. Toastmaster Venkatesan. Picture says 1,000 words. Toastmaster Venkatesan. Hello. Can I have Toastmaster Venkatesan? Can I move on to next person?
Yeah, please, Bhavana Sundaram.
Yes, Darren. Yes, Darren, are you available now?
Mohan, you have to speak a little louder. Yes, Darren, are you there?
Yes, Darren. Guest Shiva.
Yeah.
Guest Shiva. Picture says 1,000 words. Guest Shiva.
Okay. So good evening, fellow Toastmaster and kids. So a pictorial representation can speak 1,000 words instead of telling in an oral way. So that's the theme given here. Yeah, it's true. Even though I'm not a person who is very fond of arts, I could remember many things when I see something virtually. I mean, through a video, or when I learn something via video instead of hearing it, we could recollect a lot of information from it. So in that way, it is very easy to recollect certain things instead of just hearing it. And when we put it in a pictorial form, that way we can convey more information. That is the effective form of presentation as well. Instead of just speaking, we can put it in a slider format and share it with the audience. It would be more powerful and it can reach many people. So over to you, Table Topic Master. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiva. My next topic is, when you have a random hours of free time, what you do usually. When you have a random hours of free time, what you do usually. Guest media. Can I have a guest media?
That's actually guest Nedu.
Sorry, guest
Nedu.
Random hours free time.
Oh. Okay, it doesn't seem to be there. You can call the next person.
Yes, Venkatapalli. Are you available?
Yes,
yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go on, please.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yeah, my name is Venkat Palle. Thank you for welcoming me. The topic is, when you have random hours of free time, what do you usually do? Okay. About this topic, what I would do is, and nowadays actually I will go and do listening the singing. As I'm very much passionate about listening the songs. Recently, there was some Indian Idol season 12 was completed, so I was very passionate about listening the songs. And also I YouTube it. I also go for tea, coffee time in the office, and I also chat with the friends and colleagues. With the weekend plans or whatever it is. Mostly I update some news about present what is going on, and I also I prepare some to-do list in a week. Whenever I get some free time, I just go for it. I just trying to get some information. It could be the technical or personal or something related to the family. So I spend those hours random free hours to myself. I think that's only I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. My next topic is, what is the best decision you have ever made? What is the best decision you have ever made? Toastmaster Venkatesan. Toastmaster Venkatesan. Are you available now?
Toastmaster Venkatesan.
He's available, but he's on mute.
Okay, thank you for the nice topic. Now is it okay?
Yeah, okay.
The best, thank you for the nice topic, Table Topic Master Morgan. The best decision I made 11 years back. I joined Medley Toastmasters. Because of that, I have enhanced my linguistic skills as well as my drafting skills. For that, I have got first in the southern states in India, and my professional career has blossomed like anything. Now I'm looking forward to get an arbitration post in BIPO as well as NICSE. Because of Medley, I got a confidence, especially attending all the TT sessions. I have enhanced my linguistic skills and my thinking skills also. Even though I studied in English medium, I used to think in Tamil and then later I will convert as English. That problem has been rectified because of Toastmasters. That is why my best decision, I think at the age of 40, I joined in Medley. 11 years, I've grown very well. Thank you for the nice topic, Toastmaster Mohan Sundar.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you. And my next topic is your action and behaviors never lie. Your action and behaviors never lie. DTM Sambat Saurabhi. Sambat Saurabhi, sir, are you available now? Okay, we move on to next person. Guess Zakir Hussain.
Yeah.
Guess Zakir Hussain.
Yeah, I'm here.
Your action and behaviors never lie. Guess Zakir Hussain.
Yeah. Before I can ask you, my voice is coming to you. I'm audible?
Yeah, Jagir.
Okay. What is the word of the day, sir, if you don't mind?
Indispensable.
Indispensable.
Indispensable. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and friends. Your action and words never lie. Definitely. I believe very strongly, and this is an indispensable statement for my life. Because when I mean something, I do it with passion. If I don't do it, that means my passion is not there. So my action always related to what I, as a human being, as a person, I want to pursue. Most of the times, when my actions are not with the words what I have never had a satisfaction. My satisfaction lies on the activities what I do. Sincerely, I believe when Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi want to plan for a freedom, his words were there, but at the same time, he took action. Action never lied for him, and what he was telling, he was living in that life. I take a lot of inspiration from the people like them, and sincerely, I always feel my actions should always go with my words, or the other way. My words should always go with the action. That means, Sunnadai Sevom, Solvadai Sevom, like that. Generally, what I believe, this will keep me on track and test my abilities, at the same time to pursue what I want. And what I can clearly say, most of the times, my passion makes me to do the things. And these words, surely I believe, stand on the exact way what we do. Action should live longer and the words should follow it. When we say a word, think 10 times and do it whether it's possible or not. And most of the times, the integrity is indispensable. When you give a word, you have to live by it. I think later period of my life, I want to make it, accentuate it, and make it indispensable for me to live. Thank you for the wonderful topic. Thank you.
Thank you, yes, Zakir, for your insight on the topic. My next topic is technology is a great tool, but a terrible master. We have quickly become its slave. Technology is a great tool, but a terrible master. We have quickly become its slave. Toastmaster Saravanan. Toastmaster Saravanan, are you available now?
Can you hear me?
Volunteers?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me? Okay, fine. Yeah. What a way to start a Toastmasters session. Lot of background music, everything. Everybody is passionate. Everybody is enjoying. Very good. Nice. And technology is a great tool because you can see background music, you can hear background music, and you can talk also nowadays. And I was just going through one of the WhatsApp forward recently. What happened was 20 years, 25 years back, we spent a lot of time with our family because we had a lot of time. And one of the topic was also related to that. If you have random time available with you, what you will do, right? Because we had a lot of time during that period of time. But nowadays, what is happening? Because of technology, you see the evolution of technology. It started from pager on. It started with Nokia mobile phone. Then it became smartphone. Nowadays, we are entangled within the smartphone's tentacles. It is like an octopus that is taking our time and life, our family time, everything. So what is more needed is technology is needed, but we have to be in a position to use the technology, but not ensure that technology uses us. That is more important. There are a lot of good things with respect to technology. You can track your time. You can do your work in a more smarter as well as simplified manner. You can innovate. You can simplify everything. You can disrupt a lot of things using technology. But at the same time, we should not let technology disturb our lives. So there is a difference between disruption as well as disturb, right? So we have to be very calculative of that. Nowadays, what is happening is technology is becoming indispensable part of our life. But what is needed is we have to treat that like a power in our pocket. We have to ensure that we use that power wherever needed, whenever necessary, but not like we have to just be reliant on that forever. Nowadays, how many of you tell that, okay, apart from 2 or 3 contact numbers, how many of you remember? Previously, what we used to do, we put everything in a note, remember everything, call people and all, right? Nowadays, it is not the case. It is all technology, mobile phone, everything. So don't be a slave for technology. Use technology wisely. Over to the Toastmaster today. Table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Teresa, are you available now?
Yes, table topic master. Thank you.
The topic is, do you like the city or rural areas and why? Do you like the city or rural areas? Why? Over to Teresa, Toastmaster Teresa.
Yeah, thank you, table topic master, for the nice topic. Obviously, I like the rural area. Since I have groomed from the rural area, I like the rural area. We can see the lots of greeneries, and in my school days, my childhood days, I had a lot of friends, and we used to enjoy a lot in the rural areas with the greeneries and temples. Even we can, even in our city areas, my childrens, they are not able to go outside of the home. Every day I'm allowing them to play only in the terrace areas. Only in the terrace area, around 1,200 square feet area. During pandemic time, they were playing. Even nowadays, they are not able to go out. Even nowadays also, we are not allowing them to go out. If you go to the village side, people are they have the most of the free areas. They are enjoying the time. Even they don't know the schools, but they are healthy. I would say that they are healthy, and it's like I would say that I'm able to see the good smile in their face, because when we were in school days, when there is no schools, means we used to enjoy. It's like instead of Saturday and Sundays, even in the weekdays, if we get some free time or half day leave, we feel like we are in the heaven, and we will enjoy the day. We will go to the rivers near to our village. We will enjoy the day. We will spend our time there. So likewise, nowadays there is no schools. Just they have opened the schools 2 weeks before. So in the village, rural people, students, they are enjoying the holidays, the long holidays. They are enjoying the long holidays. Apart from that, it's like a physical work. If you see the city areas, it's like we need to spend the time. We need to allocate the time to do the physical work. In the rural area, not like that. Every day we need to improve. We need to make sure our activities, we have to do something to earn. So that is very indispensable for the people who lives in the rural areas to enjoy their life. Thank you so much, table topic master.
Thank you, yes, Toastmaster Teresa. And my last question is, I think my behaviors are normal, but my phone and computers are ruling my life. I think my behaviors are normal, but my phone and computers are ruling my life. Toastmaster Subhashini, the one who comes voluntarily. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Subhashini.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for this beautiful topic again, because this is something that I'm battling every single day. Me being a person, I guess, from the 90s, still is so predominantly, caught by this mobile phone, social media. While it's been like 4 years since I have, gone into Facebook or touched Facebook, because the moment I just stopped, because my work was so heavy that I didn't have time to go check what's happening on Facebook. And somehow that became a habit, and I hardly go 4 months once into Facebook. And the same thing when I try on the Instagram right now, because every 10 minutes I just go, there's nothing to look at my phone, but I just want to scroll because it's a habit. But I brought back my awareness as to why am I doing this? Every time my mom just looks at me, I just keep it aside. Whenever my husband looks at me, I keep it aside and act normal. But you know what? Nothing could change, because they say, who are you when nobody's watching? I'm actually addicted to my social media, and I'm honestly trying every single day to reduce my screen time, especially unwanted scrolling. So much information, and we do not process them. I guess that is something that I'm working on. I guess before New Year, before I have to take a resolution, I'll work on, and I'm taking this stubborn decision as to keeping it very, very minimal, especially social media and unnecessary scrolling and reels, because there is so much more outside the screen. There is so much, to rejoice, to learn from people, from books. There's so much meaningful things to do. And I guess we all can agree to it, and we all can together try this. And in our group, we can also talk about this as to what is the screen time and what are you doing to, keep your screen time up. And let us not let the mobile phone rule us. Let us rule our life. Let us please get away. I guess it's for all of us. And please do let me know what are the tips that you follow, so that it will help me. And thank you for this beautiful question, because this reiterates as to where I am and how I have to work on and to be consistent in my trying to stay away from the phone. Thank you so very much, Table Topic Master. Back to you.
Thank you, everyone, and I hope each session is keep everyone comfortable. And over to Toastmaster Diti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Moganasudaram. As I mentioned, the table topic is on indispensable session in Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Sundaram, for your brilliant topics, and you are bang on your time. Timer, please let me know who are the qualified speaker, and Zoom Master, please flash the voting also.
So the qualified speakers are Toastmaster TK Sundaram, guest Shiva, Toastmaster Venkateshan, guest Zakir Hussain, Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Periyasamy, and Toastmaster Subhashini. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Zoom Master, can you flash the voting option?
Yeah, the indispensable second part of polling.
Thank you, Zoom Master. Then the third the incident which I come across is whenever we do the business. Due to the social media and the e-commerce sites, many people have started their own business. Mostly it is buying and selling things like saris, chudidar, and other essential items, nuts, and so on. Probably this fraud, many of you know about it. A woman in Ananagar is selling a textile business through online, and she posts new designs of saris or chudidar in her Facebook and in WhatsApp. One day, she got a call from Uttar Pradesh that the person is interested to buy a cloth from her, and selected around 10 pieces of cloth amounting to 3,000. The person said that I will transfer the payment to your phone account. Later, you'll courier to me. And he had given the courier details and other stuff also. Then the girl got on SMS that she had received rupees 30,000. She realized that the bill amount is only a 3,000. However, the other person from Uttar Pradesh, they transferred 30,000 by mistake. Then she called the number and said the same. The other side, oh, sorry, ma'am, I made a mistake. Please transfer rest of the amount. So she also transferred rupees 27,000 from her account. And a couple of days later, she noticed that there was no credit of rupees 30,000 from that Uttar Pradesh person. From that person, however, there is a debit of 20,000 account, which she paid to that UP person. When she approached with the banker examined several things and finally validated the message. It is not coming from the bank portal. If you notice, the bank usually sends the SMS comes from AD, HDFC or VM, HSBC, Citi, but the message, what she got, it is the vague ID. That vague ID it is created by the UP person. Since she was busy at the time, she missed to notice that and her 27,000 rupees amount gone to now. It is the unidentified people. So this is this three incidents I would like to share with you. Now we are moving into one of the again indispensable session in Toastmaster is evaluation. For that, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Raghunath Nair to take over the stage from you. Over to you, Toastmaster Raghunath Nair.
Thank you so much. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that session. Now we will go with a series of evaluation, and I'm sure my team, everyone must have completed almost 2 pages of what had gone till now. And I'm sure most of my team members already also have their papers ready to share the evaluation. So in this evaluation session, we will now move it into 2 sessions. One is to evaluate the prepared speeches, and then we will get into the tag, timer, account, or grammarian role, and then a general evaluation of how the meeting went today. For the first speaker on the Evaluate Ranga for level 3 project, second project from effective coaching, guilt or not guilt, our Toastmaster Priya will be evaluating her. When I asked her about Toastmaster Priya, I still recollect the peacock dance speech where she had won. And I asked her what is something which I can share that is so unique. The first thing which she said was, I'm very friendly, which we know. But the other is, which I really liked. When tough, it is my way or highway. And that's something which I really felt the good quality of a mother, and which will help in evaluating Toastmaster Ranga's speech of today. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you, Gender Evaluator. Now, everyone knows there was a murder scene, but I'm desperate to know who the murderer is. Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Ranga had a story. There was so much of conviction when he talked about this murder case. There were not just 1, but 12 jury who were fighting to give the right verdict. There was a sense of dissatisfaction and uneasiness when he gave out the reason why some jury opted for guilty. He also did a good research work by telling us what the person at the lower floor felt and what the lady from the other side of the building witnessed. There was curiosity throughout the speech. Every plot, I was curious to know what's next, why did it happen, what is going to happen the next moment. Overall, he kept us hooked to this story. Now here comes my recommendation. I'm not just an evaluator today, but also an investigator officer. So these are my observations. Under recommendations, not just to help the innocent, but also to get the sinner punished, I would like to see if there was more clarity on the plot setting. If you had stationed yourself at one place and said, this is where the body was, that's where the crime person entered or the killer entered, and this is where he took the exit route. If there was some kind of visual impact, it would have been still better. Someone rushes in, stabs, and rushes out. We don't understand. In a similar way, when there was a time for you to tell the conclusion part, there was a rush and there is something missing out. Overall, there was conviction when you talked about the story. You did good research work and you built the curiosity throughout the story. If you had just worked on this plot setting and a better conclusion, this would have been a much better story. Overall, I'll say come back with more such stories because we have more investigation to be done. As you truly mentioned, life is really important. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for that wonderful evaluation, Toastmaster Priya. To me, Ranga, I felt it is an evolution of a very confident speaker, which I could see, and the pauses that were used was extremely well. Like it gave a message, and the body language was very much involved for the storytelling. An amazing speech. And now to evaluate our second speech by Toastmaster Lakshmi, Level 2 Project 2 from a leadership development series, My Career, we have another confident and very speaker as an evaluator today, Toastmaster Subhashini. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters and Toastmaster Lakshmi in particular. You know, we as human beings are very good at one trait, that is judging others. When we have to self-introspect and judge ourselves, we terribly fail. But here you are. Many congratulations in completing another level through this, another project in this level. I would like to tell how beautifully you have put forth the leadership styles, the coaching type, the altruistic, democratic, three different, the combos. You clearly set out what suits and identifies with your personality. And that is what this project is all about, finding your style. The second thing that I really was impressed about is the structure and the transition that you took us through. The three types, and you also elaborated beautifully as to your career, to your personal life, and to take everyone into consideration when you came to democratic. I guess that is a beautiful way of, you know, analyzing everything in different aspects of life. Because as a leader, you just don't work alone. You don't just be at home alone. So you have covered, you know, and in entirety, different aspects of your style in different areas. The third thing I noticed and witnessed is, of course, you stayed confident, and the way you closed the speech was very confident, because no one size fits all when it comes to leadership style. And you told a great leader is someone who's flexible enough. And I am a person who always vouch for that. And that was a beautiful way to end a speech. Because you said you're democratic and you're open to take opinions, here I am with some opinions in terms of where you can improve. And I saw that you had a great content after this project. But if you could have worked on your delivery style, because I noticed that you were holding your mic, that probably could have been not there, because your eye contact would have had the audience emotions, and your hand gestures would have also helped. I guess the next speech, you can try some delivery styles, which will help. And the second thing that I found is, while your leadership style covered, you know, areas of work and areas, you know, as a mother and, you know, overall. So you confined the title to just My Career. I guess the title could have been different. This is not big, but then the title also matters. So I guess that is another area that you can actually have a look. Overall, I really liked the content, and the confidence with which you have, you know, transitioned the entire speech was amazing. And all the best for your forthcoming projects. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lakshmi. All the very best to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashini, for that beautiful evaluation of Toastmaster Lakshmi's speech. To me, about Lakshmi, what I felt was her voice had an influential sound, and that voice was very influential. and filled with a lot of pauses. And that was something which is good. Something which I felt as a point of improvement is you could have prepared well, because you're talking about leadership skills, and you could have stood up and spoke, like what Subhashini mentioned, that which should help you in using your hands and movements for body languages. But overall, a good speech. Now, to evaluate Toastmaster Atishay's Level 3 Project 1 in Dynamic Leadership, negotiate, and the topic breeze, I would welcome DTM Thomas Abraham. Over to you, Toastmaster Thomas.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, first of all, Toastmaster Atishay. That was a clinical demonstration of negotiation, which is the supreme art of persuading so that the other side shifts its position. But what I like best, I must tell you, was having lived in hostels, I could feel the tension. I expected trouble. There was menace in the air, and I was wondering what shape that conflict will take. But you did it so well through your negotiating skills that you ended it peacefully. 3 major points I want to highlight. 1, the pieces of the game were clear. The bone of contention, the stage, the money, and the donkey work. You played with them so beautifully to demonstrate all about negotiation and the various styles and strategies. Secondly, you are fully in control. You are full of confidence, and you even manage a smile, even in the midst of this tense negotiations. Thirdly, how the bones of contention were bartered was very well, almost visibly expressed. In that sense, I would give you full marks for completing the presentation objectives. But that is again a little bone of contention that I have as a presentation. Imagine you had a couple of PowerPoints, and these pieces of the games were shown there. Then you could have shown the shifting and how the gravity shifts and how you can create a balance for a win-win. That would have helped, I would have thought. Secondly, the pitch and the pace and the volume was even throughout the negotiation. But you know, ebbs and flows of negotiation, especially when you said there was a time issue. That is when, you remember you started with, that is when, and you're talking about next move. Such crucial points, I thought you could have gone beyond that normal band of 60 to 80, as it were, which you maintained. That would have helped, I thought. And lastly, we. Who are we? I would have wished you say that Sham, you know, the big guy, and myself, and on the other side was, I don't know, A and B. Personification, visualization would have helped us see things better. And the tension I felt, I would have been happier that you had a stronger guy on your side. You know, that the conflict, you could have built the conflict, though it's only didn't get into the physical area. All in all, if you ask me, it was a clinical demonstration of negotiation based on real life. That is the strength. Real life. It is no make-do thing you conjured from anywhere. Real life. Second, and with all the college tensions. So you were in complete control and smile. I only thought if you could stand up and avoid the shifting of your eyes, this would be a classic project I will show to people to demonstrate what negotiation project is all about. Thank you very much. All the best to you.
Thank you so much for that clinical evaluation of Toastmaster Atishay's speech. And I really appreciate the way, what I felt is the delivery of the speech could be persuasive or humorous or informational. And when Atishay took it as informational, I really felt, I was very curious in knowing the whole thing. And what in addition to what Toastmaster DTM Thomas said, what I felt is when you're talking about the informational subject, pauses and when you stand up makes a lot of difference, like what he said. Overall, a good speech that I enjoyed. Now, the evaluation speech has, evaluation of our project speeches has come to an end. Now we will go to our crucial tag report. And now,
GV, shall we complete the polls for the evaluation?
Yes, please. Yes. Very, yes,
Check with the timer.
please. Thank you.
Could you please
So
check with the timer?
all three
Timer,
evaluators
all-
are qualified: Toastmaster Priyadarshini, Toastmaster Subhashini, and Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Here comes the third indispensable poll for all of you to vote. Yeah, we are done.
Thank you so much, DTM Guru. Now, to have our timer report, let me welcome a person who loves to travel across the world, Toastmaster Sharanya. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I just shared the timer report here. For table topic speakers, Toastmaster TK Sundaram took 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Guest Shiva took 1 minute 10 seconds. And guest Venkata Palle took 43 seconds. Toastmaster Venkateshan took 1 minute 2 seconds. Guest Zakir Hussain took 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmaster Saravanan took 2 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Periyasamy took 2 minutes 7 seconds, and Toastmaster Subhashini took 2 minutes and 5 seconds. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Rangarajan took 6 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Lakshmi took 5 minutes 56 seconds, and Toastmaster Atishay took 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Where all are qualified. And for the evaluations, the evaluators Toastmaster Priyadarshini took 2 minutes 31 seconds, and Toastmaster Subhashini took 3 minutes, and Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham took 2 minutes and 55 seconds, where all the evaluators are qualified. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Much, Toastmaster Sharanya. That was a wonderful timing evaluation and understanding of where we have lagged. Because now we have a precedence where last time Toastmaster Kalyan has taken away the timer as best tag role player. Let's see how we get in the who will be the best tag player. Now, to have the R counter, there's another person who loves traveling. Okay, so I really like the way people love traveling, because I too love the traveling part, and because you could see a lot of people, observe a lot of things in life which you can learn, which you do it in Toastmasters. Let's put our hands and welcome Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me share my screen. Okay, so Toastmaster Shankar used 2 hours, and other than that, he had a very clean speech. Toastmaster Raghunath C. Nair used 2 hours and 2 so's. Toastmaster Renga Padma Vijayam had a very clean speech. Toastmaster Lakshmi used 2 so, 1 but. Toastmaster Atishay had a very clean speech. Toastmaster Mohana Sundaram used 3 hours, 1 and Toastmaster Sundaram used 3 hours, and he repeated the word long. Guest Shiva used 2 hours, and guest Venkatapalli used 4 hours, and 2 so's, 1 and. Toastmaster Venkateshan used 1 hour and 1 and. Guest Zagir used 2 hours, 1 so. Toastmaster Saravanan used 1 but and 1 and. Toastmaster Subhashini used 2 times. Toastmaster Priyadarshini and DTM Thomas sir had a very clean speech. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for the attention to details that need to be there. Especially, you need to listen in detail and say where they have done their counter. A beautiful report, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Now, to have the grammarian report, which is indispensable part of the tag and the overall Toastmasters meeting, let's put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Periyasamy. Over to you, Toastmaster Periyasamy.
Thank you, GE. Actually, I found it very difficult to write all the words. However, I have managed to write most of the words which speakers, evaluators, and guests, those people are used. Some of the good words and phrases here I would like to show. Let me open my screen. The word of the day is indispensable, which meaning essential, absolutely necessary. So some of the good usages, words and phrases. Sergeant at Arms, DTM's Guru Prasad used fondly, socialization, excited. He has used the word of the day 4 times. Though he has very less time, he used to manage the time, and wherever he has the possibility and have the availability, he has used 4 times word of the day. And the preceding officer, our Toastmaster Ranga, has used decade, underprivileged and underprivileged children. And guest Shiva, Tarun, and Venkat Palli, they have used pleasure, commitment, and excited, those words. And Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shankar, has used instant, competitive, pop-up, exponentially higher, challenging environment, unfortunately, constructive feedback, pros and cons, fascinated, to be honest. He has used the word of the day 4 times. I appreciate your effort, Shankar, along with Sergeant at Arms. Our general evaluator, Toastmaster Raghunath Nair, he has used enthusiasm, spinal cord of the Toastmaster, persuasive. He has used the word of the day 2 times. Our speaker, Toastmaster Ranga, has some good usage of words: guilty, witness, deliberation, prosecutions, deserve, contempt, testimony, walking disability, superimpose. Speaker Toastmaster Lakshmi, democratic potential, embark, effective leadership within spectrum. She has used the word of the day 1 time. And Toastmaster Atisha has used a massive scale, breeze, battle, larger sponsor, back and forth, non-negotiable, closing ceremony, opening ceremony, execution, and strategic. He has used once word of the day. From table topic side, or table topic speaker, Toastmaster Sundaram has used accommodate, and probably guest Shiva, recollect. Toastmaster Venkatesan, blossom and enhance. Guest Sagir Hussain, lot of inspiration, on track, integrity. He has used word of the day 3 times. Toastmaster Saravanan, random time, entangle, family time, innovate, disrupt, and slave. He has used the word of the day 1 time. And Subhashini, she has used battling, predominantly, resolution, rejoice, reiterate. Toastmaster Priyadarshini, she has used some good usage of words: desperate, conviction, dissatisfaction, curiosity. From Toastmaster Subhashini, self-introspect, transition, and amazing. From DTM Thomas, actually I couldn't observe most of the words since I couldn't follow your accent in the between. As much as possible, I have covered the words. It's like trouble, demonstrate, bones of contention, gravity shifts, crucial point, personification, conflict, clinical demonstration. Word of the day once she has used it. So thank you, GE, for the wonderful opportunity. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Periyasamy. Now let me request all members present to open their video and give our tag players a big round of applause for a wonderful evaluation session of tag. Very good job, tag player. That's something amazing. Now, since we don't have a timer constraint of this tag report, let me request our Zoom master, DTM Guru, to open up the poll for best tag role player.
Here we go. One more indispensable poll.
It's not Dinakaran, it is Sharanya. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I just copied before the meeting. So
yeah, that's fine. But
sorry,
at least like
please take the roll names, not the actual members. We are done, sir.
Okay. Now, thank you so much, DTM Guru. To evaluate the whole meeting, I thoroughly enjoyed it from the beginning till now. And I'm sure I'm going forward, a wonderful meeting that we had, because as something which we always say, Medley Toastmaster starts at like an aeroplane time of 2:55, and we had started on time and had a wonderful session. The TMOD Toastmaster Shankar, being a banker, was able to explain what we need to be careful when we are looking into the current set of UPIs and payment terms and how we get cheated. To me, I'm always not scared, but I'm compelled to use this because I'm scared when I get reminders from Google about my payment of credit card, giving me the exact amount that I need to pay. That's something which I felt when Toastmaster Shankar was asking where we are up to. And that's something which we need to be very cognizant about. A wonderful session and informative session, Toastmaster Shankar. A big round of applause for you. Now, the next player, the project speeches, I think I've given my feedback immediately after the evaluation session. For the Toastmaster and Table Topic Master, I could see a very confident Mohan today when he said, a very presence of mind and making the situation to your best of what we had. And for the first time, Table Topic was given with a beautiful melody from the background. And that's something which was really good. I really liked the confidence with which, Mohal, you selected those simple topics and delivered it thoroughly. A wonderful session. The only request from that particular session where Mohan really found trouble in spotting certain speakers and making them speak. So if you are there, as from the beginning when Toastmaster DTM Guru suggested that please switch on your video and start speaking. So that is something which we need to be, we are spending almost 2 hours in this meeting. We need to use the opportunity of table topic when we get it. But overall, the table topic session was extremely good. And I really enjoyed the whole session. And let me hand over the meeting back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shankar. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your constructive feedback for the full session today. To sum it up, what we discuss here, we need to be very careful when we do a transaction with digital information. In future, it may or may not affect us, but we should be very cognizant about when we are making the UPI payment. It is a very good, it is a very, very good system. It is, it is initiated from the RBI, but I always insist to use a small amount of money rather than it is a big ticket of big ticket of amount. So with this, now we are come to the end of the sessions. So I'm signing off. Before I give back to the podium to President, I would like to go for the polling for the best role player. It is TMOD Shankar and the GE Raghunath and TTM Mogana Sundaram. Zoom Master, can you flash your voting button, please?
One final indispensable poll of the day.
Thank you so much, Zoom Master. I'm completely enjoyed the meeting. Now I hand over back to the stage to Presiding Officers, Toastmaster Ranga. Over to you, Ranga.
That was an excellent meeting. I enjoyed every minute of it. So now, while we are waiting for the poll, the results of the poll, I would like to speak to the 2 guests whom I missed out earlier in the morning, earlier in the meeting. Venkat, are you there, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Venkat. What brings you to Medley? How did you learn about Toastmasters? Could you give an introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I attended one of the class in Adyar somewhere around 4 years back. It was very nice interaction session. I liked it. But later I was busy in doing my higher study MBA. So every weekend I was busy in studying my MBA. So I couldn't get time to again join. Then since last couple of months I've been trying, but due to some busy schedule I was just postponing. So 2 weeks back I approached Sharanya from a website. So I approached her, and I think I also approached another one. I forgot. I think it is not some. I forgot his name. So he referred Sharanya name. Then I contacted her. Then she gave me the details about the link and how to join. So that's all. I want to improve on my communication, presentation, and leadership skills. I've been working as a senior software engineer, and I have experience around 15 years plus.
Wonderful, Venkat. You've come to the right place, and we hope to see you more frequently at Medley. Thank you very much. Guest Nedu? Guest Nedu? Yeah, I don't see him. Okay. Siva? Guest Siva? Would you like to say a few words? You're coming back after more than 6 months. How do you feel? Do you feel comfortable? Can you just give us your opinion, please? Okay, guest Dharan? Okay. So I have the results with me, and I would like to announce the winners under each category. The best TT speaker was TM Subhashini. The best evaluator is DTM Thomas T. Abraham. The best role player is Toastmaster Shankar. The best tag player is Toastmaster Periyasamy. And the best speaker is Ranga Padmavijayam. Thank you. I would like to personally thank the area director of C3, DTM Sampath Saurirajan, for gracing our meeting today. Thank you for taking the time and coming to observe the meeting proceedings. Now I'm going to hand over the mic to the immediate past president, Raghu. We move to the business session now, and he will present the auditor's statement, which has been circulated to all the members.